The fastest way to disappear from your own life is to call everything heavy normal. You wake up tired, but you still get up. Before your mind has even settled, your hand reaches for the phone. Messages are already waiting. Work is waiting. Bills are waiting. Someone needs a reply. Something needs attention. And because nothing has exploded, you tell yourself this is just life. But inside, something feels heavier than it should. A normal conversation takes energy. A small task feels bigger than it looks. Even rest does not feel clean because your mind keeps checking what is unfinished, what is late, what could go wrong, who might need you next. So you blame yourself. You think maybe you are lazy. Maybe you lack discipline. Maybe everyone else is handling life better. But that may be the first lie that keeps the trap alive. Because the problem is not always that your life is too hard. Sometimes your life is built in a way where everything takes a little energy and almost nothing gives any back. That is how normal becomes heavy. Not all cages look like failure. Some look like routines, responsibilities, and days that repeat until you stop asking why you feel gone inside them. And the reason you kept carrying it was not because you chose the trap consciously. You were taught a rule book that made quiet exhaustion look like maturity. You did not start calling heaviness normal by accident. You were taught that being responsible means carrying more without making it everyone else's problem. So you learned to stay steady, useful, patient, easy to depend on. You answered messages when you were tired. You smiled when your mind was full. You kept peace when something inside you wanted distance. And because this made you look mature, nobody questioned what it was costing you. People trusted you with more expectations, more emotional weight, more small favors, more quiet pressure. Not always because they were cruel. Sometimes because you trained the world to believe you could handle it. This is where the wrong rule book becomes dangerous. It tells you strength means staying available. Love means not disappointing people. Adulthood means swallowing your own needs until everything else is handled. But being dependable is not the same as being free. You can be responsible and still be trapped. You can be needed and still be unseen. You can be praised for being strong while slowly losing access to yourself. The trap was not that you were irresponsible. The trap was that you became responsible in a system that rewarded your silence more than your growth. Because once this rule book enters your life, it becomes your schedule, your habits, your choices, and the shape of every ordinary day. Once responsibility becomes your rule book, your days stop being built around movement. They become built around maintenance. Most of your energy is spent on maintenance, not movement. Maintenance does not look like a problem. It looks responsible. It looks like keeping the job, keeping the bills paid, keeping the house calm, keeping people satisfied, keeping your image stable, keeping your emotions quiet, and keeping your future delayed until things finally settle down. But things never fully settle down. There's always another task, another message, another expense, another small problem waiting for your attention. So your life becomes a loop of handling what feels urgent while postponing what actually matters. This is why you can be busy every day and still feel like nothing is changing. You're not only tired because you do too much. You are tired because so much of what you do does not compound. It solves today, but it does not build tomorrow. It prevents collapse, but it does not create expansion. That is why routine can feel strangely empty. You keep choosing the safer job, the safer conversation, the safer habit, the safer version of yourself. Nothing falls apart, but nothing grows either. 5 years can pass like this. Stable on paper, heavy in the body, busy every week, still standing in the same emotional place. And the most painful part is not that life becomes hard. It is that the weight becomes so familiar, you stop noticing what it is taking from you. The cost stays hidden because you are still functioning. You still go to work. You still reply to messages. You still help when someone asks. You still laugh at the right time. You still handle small emergencies that other people barely notice. So from the outside, nothing looks broken. But inside, a part of you starts going quiet. You stop feeling excited about your own plans. You delay choices because even choosing feels like another task. You scroll instead of resting, not because you are careless, but because silence would make you hear everything you have been avoiding. So comfort becomes the only place where nothing asks anything from you. Then guilt enters. You feel guilty for being tired, guilty for wanting space, guilty for not doing more, guilty because your life is not terrible. So you think you have no right to feel heavy. That phrase becomes a cage. It is not that bad, but not that bad does not mean good. Not collapsing does not mean living. And being able to carry something does not mean it belongs on your back forever. The answer is not to shame yourself into doing more. The answer is to finally read the weight correctly. Once you see the real rule, your heaviness stops looking like a flaw. It starts looking like evidence. The moment your life starts feeling heavy, the wrong question is, what is wrong with me? The better question is, what is my life asking me to carry every day? Because heaviness is not always weakness. Heaviness is information. It shows you where responsibility has become endless, where routine has replaced direction, where comfort has become recovery, where your energy is being spent maintaining a life that does not give enough meaning back. This does not mean you destroy everything and start over. It means you stop treating normal as proof that nothing is wrong. A life can be normal and still be too small. It can be stable and still be draining. It can be full of responsibility and still be missing movement. It can look fine to everyone else and still be slowly costing you yourself. Once you see that, the old shame loses power. You were not lazy because life felt heavy. You were not weak because ordinary days tired you. You were responding to a structure that kept asking for more while giving back less. The trap was not that you failed at life. The trap was that you kept surviving it and called that normal.